this ridiculously easy non-conference schedule, and they won those games, and a lot of them looked good, but they were against junk. It hasn't changed. They have 5 ACC wins, none of them against winning ACC teams. Clemson's the best team they've beaten. They're 500. The 5 wins are against an aggregate 12-32. That's not good. They also have Duke coming up next, which could be a look ahead because that's a rivalry matchup. Tonight isn't. Syracuse is going to throw the zone at them. They're going to try and control it. This is going to be a tempo battle because if NC State is able to run up and down the court and impose their speed on Syracuse, then the Orange will probably get beat. But the problem is NC State hasn't been able to do that against the quality teams they've faced. They have hung in against a couple of them, but they just don't beat anybody good. And by the way, of those five wins, I think the largest one's 6 points. They haven't exactly been dominating in ACC competition. I look at the dog as being live here.
I'm with you. I mean, anytime a team scores 24 points in an NCAA game, you know, like they did in that Virginia Tech game.
And then scored 1,000 the next game and lost anyway.
It has to stand out like a sore thumb because that is, and remember, that was on their home floor.
Yes.
You're like, yes, I remember. That shows me that on a bad night, it can be so bad that there's nobody that can create. And here you're going up against a tricky defense. Not like they've done particularly well against this defense in recent meetings, although they did beat them in Syracuse last year as a dog.
Close game.
What's that?
Close game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Syracuse, I think it's also fair to say Syracuse is better this year than they were a year ago.
And Syracuse is winning road games. You know, they won at Pitt. They won at BC. They won that game at Duke. So not just covering numbers, but winning games in straight-up fashion in hostile environments.
So we both kind of look at Syracuse +3 as being live in that one. And the interesting betting pattern game of the day is Arizona State at Colorado. Buffalo's open 2.5 in this game. It's the soft opener, if you want to call it that. Got bet down. At Arizona State, now game's pick 'em, right? Maybe it's in Colorado 1 out there. So this is one of those games where there was some early money that showed on the Sun Devils, and the Steam Chasers have gotten involved. And you will now hear if you bet Arizona State and you lose, you're going to be saying, well, I got closing line value. Okay, you still lost.
When's the last time Arizona State won here?
Well, they've won once here. They won by 1 point in overtime, and I think it was 2013.
I was going to say, the last, not since 2014.
Right, and they only started playing in 2012, because that's when Colorado joined the conference. So they have not had good luck here.
No, few and far between in terms of the road victories for Arizona State. And admittedly, this year's Arizona State team is better than most have been during that span, wouldn't you say?
Last year's team was better than this year's team. Well, the main thing on Arizona State, though, is they just haven't had consistency. And it was, you want a perfect illustration. It doesn't get any better than last weekend. You lose by a lot at home to Washington State. What?
They were 15-point favorites in that game.
Yeah, and lost by like 20.
Yeah.
Then they beat Washington in a bad spot for Washington. And a lot of sharp bettors were on the Sun Devils in that game as much as anything because it was a perfect spot to go against the Huskies. And Arizona State came through, but now they got to go on the road, someplace they never win. Colorado is actually playing its best ball of the season. They've won 3 in a row. It's not a long winning streak, but still 2 wins at UCLA and at USC. That's encouraging. A major event spot for Colorado. Coach Boyle referred to their first game as getting manhandled. And he was right. If you look at the box score, it wasn't just a bad loss in terms of margin, but they lost every stat and lost it big time against Arizona State. So I think Colorado looks like the right side to me in this game. And I got to tell you, this has been a very good season. A very good season to go against the Steam.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wrong moves at the sharpest of bugs. And even the leans in college basketball. You know, look at the penny lean, and you're like, no, that didn't work. That didn't work here. Nope, that didn't work there. Another thing we didn't even talk about when we think about Arizona State's weaknesses, they're not a deep team.
No.
You know, not by any stretch. I mean, in last time out, in that win over Washington, all 4 starters played at least 34 minutes in that ball game. So to say, all right, now with all of this steam, you're going to go up, take on a college. Tad Boyle's squad is playing their best ball. You said it. Right now, boy, they've had some confident quotes The Buffs, after sweeping that series in L.A. last weekend. That was a real momentum boost for that team.
I would be surprised. And look, we said this last week, and I believe, I'm paraphrasing what we said, but we agreed on this, that Washington would lose one of the two games down in the desert. We don't know which one for sure, but, if they win the first one, they're probably going to lose the second one. If they lose the first one, then you've already won your bet. Arizona State, I don't see them getting through Colorado in Utah, the altitude trip, with a 2-0. So, to me, you bet against them tonight, and if you miss, you go against them again next time out, even though they'll be in revenge against Utah. I don't think they're going to get both games, and basically you're looking at two games where if you pick the winner of the game, you're probably going to get the money.
And let me ask you this. When you do a progressive like that, you're like, I'm betting against this team here, and then if they lose...
I won't even maybe necessarily do it progressive.
Oh, I was going to ask, do you do it progressive?
No,
yeah.
I'm satisfied with, okay, I can settle for 1-1. Mm-hmm. It's not going to kill me. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to bury myself with 3 units.
Right. So you're not going to up your wager if they end up winning. Yeah.
No, I can live with splits. But I think I'll get I'll get the first one tonight, and then I don't have to worry about it. Because I think Colorado's a decent play at the price. Let's talk about a couple of other things here before we get to the break, and then we'll get to Brent Crow. Did you bet the AAF, and what do you intend to do about it moving forward?
So I did not bet the AAF because I didn't do any research on it. And then I watched.
Although I should have known to bet one game just because Christian Hackenberg was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Then they got shut out.
Of course they did.
This league is set up for offense, and they got nothing with him at quarterback.
Although, again, watching the offensive line play, week one there were going to be some unders. And so there were probably some missed opportunities there last week. And moving forward, I'm certainly going to pay attention. I'll leave it at that. There's, both pregame and in-game. Yeah. And I know that books were very surprised at the in-game handle from the first weekend.
They got, I think, average was that it was comparable to a typical college basketball game. We're not talking about, a Southern Conference game.
Which is something.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. For the first game of the sport that's never been played before, of a league that's never been played before, or first weekend.
The interesting thing is TV ratings and betting, this is where they will vary. Because I think the TV ratings are likely to get worse. People,
they can only get worse.
Right. People are going to tune in early and let's see what this is all about. But from a betting standpoint, it could be USFL redux because nobody was watching these games. But the betting handles actually went up on USFL as the seasons progressed. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens here with the AAF. Because the bettors will stay interested in it. In fact, will get more interested in it.
Of course. That's who we are. It's what we do. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see handle increase as TV ratings decline.
Lots to talk about with Brent Crow. So I think I'll actually break a little bit early here so we can get Brent on at the bottom of the hour. Let's do that now, and we'll come back and talk more college basketball with Brent Crow.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
When it comes to dependability in car batteries, no one beats Interstate Batteries. Interstate Batteries has been providing outrageously dependable starting power for over 65 years. With over 200,000 dealers nationwide, there's one near you. Just click on interstatebatteries.com.
Time to start planning for the 2019 swim season. Call B&D Pool Plastering and remodel your tired-looking pool. With B&D's 2019 swim season pricing, beat the rush. For a free estimate, call B&D Pool Plastering, 702-644-8980.
Hey guys, it's Tyler Bischoff. Manscaped's precision-engineered tools are optimized for below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. Go to manscaped.com and use the discount code ESPN.
All right, Kayla, so I know you're a Vegas Golden Knights fan, right?
Oh, I never miss a game.
And obviously, you have Collector's Cup #1 with Derek England that's only available at Terrible Herbst.
I do.
But did you know that they released Cup #2?
What?
Uh-huh, and you know who's on it?
No.
Jonathan Marchessault!
Marshy.
That's right, it's all about Marshy right now at Terrible Herbst. With Collector's Cup #2 featuring Jonathan Marchessault, number 81. So head over to Terrible Herbst and pick up your Collector's Cups right now.
And with John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy, and it's not just you at LPT. You've got a staff of really experienced, qualified people.
Yeah, Dave, we have 3 other physical therapists on staff with combined over 50 years experience with those other 3 physical therapists. Our therapists specialize in different treatments. We do some trigger point dry needling. We do a lot of manual therapy involving massage, joint mobilizations. We also have physical therapy assistants and massage therapists that help treat our patients' injuries.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
Tired after the game? No need to drive to Findlay Toyota to get the best deal. Go to FindlayToyota.com to get live assistance and inventory. At Findlay Toyota, we'll do anything to sell you a car online.
If you need service for your vehicle, there are only two places that make it extremely convenient for you. Visit Busy Boots Automotive at Durango and Flamingo or Zip Zap Auto at Durango and Cheyenne. They provide free diagnosis and free towing with repairs, plus free shuttle service, Wi-Fi, gourmet coffee, and much more. No appointment needed. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. On your first visit, get 10% off up to $50. At your convenience, visit Busy Boots Automotive on Durango and Flamingo or Zip Zap Auto on Durango and Cheyenne.
MJ Christensen at Boca Park. More than just a store that sells jewelry, Cliff Miller.
Oh, absolutely. We're your one-stop shop. Whatever it is in jewelry that you need, whether it's a repair, appraisal, we've got 4 certified gemologist appraisers on site, so we do most of the appraisals in Las Vegas.
Take your dated heirloom and create something new. MJ Christensen, something special for the love of your life. Located at Boca Park. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive offers. Looking for something magical to do this Valentine's season? Don't worry. FLM Chocolates is here to help you celebrate at the Lights of Love garden display. From now till February 16th, come brighten up your evening underneath 500,000 gorgeous lights. Perfect for a night with your family, friends, or Valentine. Want a sweet treat for your loved ones? Shop our seasonal favorites like the new XO Cognac Truffles and Chocolate Dipped Strawberries. All handcrafted with love. For more information or to shop now, visit FLM.com.
This morning you're up early because you're at the DMV. So many people, it takes so much time. Do you have the right form? Are you in the right line? Your number E42, right after C23. This is confusing when your morning is hell. Just go to Taco Bell.
And let us make you breakfast like Taco Bell's Dollar Grilled Breakfast Burrito. All your favorites like eggs and bacon wrapped up in a grilled tortilla. At participating stores during breakfast hours. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
And if you're going there for Valentine's dinner, I will recommend the Dover Sole. She'll love it. It's prepared tableside. It is absolutely delicious. The sauce they serve it with is spectacular. Or some of the best steaks you'll find in town. They're all prime. Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. If you haven't made your Valentine's Day reservations yet, wait till next year. Okay, yeah, you can go to Joe's anytime and enjoy a fantastic meal. By the way, good news. We have just been informed this is going to be a money saver for the Denver Broncos down the road. It has already been announced that, hey, we're not going to have to even consider building a statue of Joe Flacco. He already is the statue. What is going on there?
It's the $28 million question because now they have $28 million locked in to Joe Flacco and Case Keenum for next year with no plan for the future. You know, this is from the guy that traded up to get Paxton Lynch. You know, Trevor Siemian, you know. Chad Kelly. These are the draft choices from John Elway. And he still gets credit for Peyton Manning, which, I mean, Manning was statistically the single worst quarterback in football history. I actually
become convinced that there is a method to John Elway's madness, which is to make sure he never gets a quarterback that's anywhere close to as good as he was. So he can be the guy for the rest of his life in Denver. Let's bring Brent Crow into the conversation with Teddy Covers and me, Dave Koch. And Brent Crow.
I got the angle.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot Joe's angle of the day. Excuse me, Brent. Hold on for 1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah, we do. We have the Joe's angle of the day. I got to give the angle.
Yes.
Grizzlies are on the road tonight at Chicago. 5 straight unders for the Memphis Grizzlies. In fact, 13-1 to the under the last 18. Only 4 overs last 18 away games for Memphis. For the Chicago Bulls, 14-3 to the under as a favorite, including 4-0 to the under their last 4. As chalk, the markets are going the other way. Open 203. It's the 209 right now.
Value.
It's
Ding,
to
ding,
the
ding,
over.
ding, ding, ding.
Joe's angle says take the under in that ball game. Memphis and Chicago tonight.
Now we'll get to Brent Crow.
Yeah.
Brent, I must